All right, guys, so the Twitter spheres erupted yesterday as Biden seemed to be caught thinking about the days of him hanging out with Robert Byrd and Strom Thurmond back in the day while he was giving a Veterans Day speech, as he appeared to use the term Negro. He appeared to refer to baseball legend Satchel Paige as a great Negro. Now, again, social media erupted over this because people were giving all types of takes on Biden using this word that some people now see as derogatory. Now, I'm going to actually play the clip of him talking in full context, and then I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this.
Whose birthday is today. Happy birthday. Thank you for your service to our country. And I just want to tell you, I know you're a little younger than I am, but, you know, I've adopted the attitude of the great Negro at the time, pitcher in the Negro leagues, went on to become a great pitcher in the pros, into the Major League Baseball after Jackie Robinson. His name was Satchel Paige. And Satchel Paige, on his 47th birthday, pitched a win against Chicago. And all the press went in and said, Satch, it's amazing. 47 years old. No one's ever pitched a win at age 47.
All right, guys, so you see that, you heard that. Biden, it seems that he referred to baseball legend Satchel Paige as a great Negro, and then followed that up with great baseball player in the Negro leagues, right? Which is what the league was called, the Negro League, right? Now, again, some people are saying that this is, you know, racist, okay? And then some people are saying that, oh, you know, he made a mistake, or, you know, some people are saying that it's not really a big deal. And I'm going to keep it a whole buck with you guys. I'm going to keep it a whole buck with you guys. I honestly do not care, right? I do not care about Biden using the term Negro, right? For multiple reasons. One, because I don't believe in policing free speech. I really don't. Okay? Some people think that the term Negro is derogatory. Me personally, I really don't. Like, it just means black. Like, that's what it means. Negro means black. So if Biden is giving his speech, right, and he's thinking about a black player, okay, and he's thinking about how to refer to that player, and to me, it just seemed like he knew he was going to say something about the Negro leagues. So I think that off of his head, it just slipped off his tongue that to refer to Satchel Paige as a Negro, okay? And again, honestly, I don't really see anything malicious about that. I really don't. I really don't. But that's not to say that we don't all know who Biden actually is, right? Again, this guy eulogized Robert Byrd, okay, who was in the KKK, and Strom Thurmond, right, who was a Dixiecrat. I mean, this dude was handpicked to utilize two people that I wouldn't say were particularly fond of black people, okay? So we all know who Biden is. If you guys haven't watched that video of Judge Joe Brown explaining who Biden actually is and his history, I highly recommend it. So I'm saying this in the sense that, like, yeah, I mean, could I imagine back in the day that Biden probably, you know, referred to black people as Negroes? Of course he did. But a whole lot of people did, right? And I think that in the moment, he probably was in that headspace, right? I think he was trying to find the right term to use, and I think he just used what comes natural to him, right? But here's the thing, man. We can't get so caught up on these little slips that Biden makes. I mean, everybody makes slips when they're speaking, and I think it's not good to get outraged about every little thing he messes up on. But I don't really know if all that many people on the right are actually outraged as much as they're calling out the hypocrisy here, right? I think that's really what it is. I think it's just like, okay, if Trump said Negro in a speech like that, we would have think pieces on it for literally weeks, right? You remember Trump said, my African American over there, right? We could never hear the end of it, right? We never heard the end of him saying, oh, that's my African American over there, right? Almost as if the man said the N-word. That's how much press coverage that it got. But Biden saying this ain't gonna really get no press coverage, right? Outside of right-wing media, calling out the hypocrisy. The left-wing media is gonna ignore it and be like, oh, it's nothing, don't worry about it. But we already know, again, if Trump said it or some GOP senator said it or politician, like, we already know what the reaction would be. So, I mean, I guess that's the whole point of bringing it up. It's like, if you guys are going to have such a low standard for racism or who you call racist or white supremacists when it comes to people on the right or people that you disagree with, then that same standard should apply for people like Biden, right? I can come up here and nitpick and say, hey, you know, what Biden said was questionable only because the liberal media picked apart everything that Trump said and tried to make it out to be racist. And even though we know for a fact that Trump has not said nearly as many racist things as Biden, right? In fact, I mean, when it comes to public speeches, again, I don't know about private, right? I can't really speak on Trump's private life and what he says in private. At least in public, I have not heard Trump say anything that I would consider to be racist. Me personally, that's just my opinion. Trump's not out here saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Trump's not out here saying poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Trump didn't oppose busing back in the day and have his current VP basically call him a racist or strongly imply that he was a racist on national TV during a Democrat primary debate. Trump's not out here acting like black people can't use a computer in order to figure out how to get a vaccine. Trump's not out here calling his black advisor a boy like Joe Biden did. He referred to Cedric Richmond as a boy, even though I don't really think that's all that big of a deal, right? But I'm just saying, like, when Biden says stuff like that, plus this too, again, to me, it signals that he's a 78-year-old guy, right, that used to hang out with Dixie Cracks and people in the KKK. So I wouldn't be surprised to hear him say these things, even though I don't think it's a big deal, even though I don't think he actually really intends malice. I'm just saying, sometimes people are going to slip up and tell you / show you who they really are, their roots and their upbringings. And everybody knows Biden's roots and upbringings. I just find it hilarious how the media tries to act like, again, Biden is some race crusader and the savior of black folks, and Trump is some KKK grand wizard, right? That's what they try to act like. Again, the worst part about it is that people bought into it, right? Look how many black people voted for Biden. Look how they celebrated once the guy actually won. It just shows you the power of how the mainstream media can brainwash people into spin narratives that when you actually look at the evidence, the liberal narrative doesn't really match up with reality. In my opinion, it is clear that if y'all want to play the who's the real racist game, the Democrats have a whole lot more tape on them saying things that we can define as racist, or maybe, depends, again, what you define as racist, but I'm just saying, there's a whole lot more tape on them saying questionable things than people on the right, or somebody like Trump. But anyways, like I said, I don't think this is that big of a deal. I really don't care all that much. I'm not trying to police the guy's speech in terms of him being able to say the word Negro. I think that's a little bit too far, or get mad at him for saying it. But at the same time, I can understand why people would, say that this is questionable because, hey, the mainstream liberal media has set the precedent that anything that you say, a white man says that's even remotely racial or may have some type of racial connotations to it, you got to throw an outrage fit over it. So, hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.